Hi, I'm Jeff Murrah, and I want to welcome you to True Texas History, where today, March the 15th, we are going to address the Battle of Refugio. Now, it was on this day, March 15th, 1836, that the Texian forces, of course, that also includes the Tejanos that were with them, were involved in the Battle of Refugio. Actually, it was several days that the battle was fought. Let me go ahead and give you an overview as to what's going on. You have Colonel Fannin in charge of a force located at Goliad. Some of the local settlers asked for help because they wanted to evacuate to remove themselves from the path of the Mexican army. You see, in terms of the invasion of Texas, one force came up with Santa Ana to San Antonio, and a second one under Urea was going along the coast to essentially cut any of the settlers off from the coast and receiving any more supplies, any more men, and so forth from them. We already know what happened at the Alamo. Now, this southern branch of the army, you're talking about quite a few men under Urea. He had like 1,500 troops with him. And, and they were advancing along the coast, and some of the settlers wanted to be evacuated, and so Colonel Fannin sent out some parties from Goliad to evacuate them. One of these was under Amon King, and Amon King went ahead and during the evacuation ran into some Mexican troops. And it was kind of a running gunfight. The Texians went ahead and pulled back to the Refugio mission. Now, while they were at Refugio, he went ahead and asked for reinforcements and another group of soldiers, because Amon King had about 28 men with him. Then Colonel William Ward showed up with 120 men. And so they had a decent little force, but even at that, 158 men against 1,500 Mexicans, they were still outnumbered. While they were at the Goliad mission, they went through some trials, not Goliad mission, Refugio mission. They went through some trials where they had to get water for their supplies, and they held off several attacks from the Mexican forces, inflicting quite a few casualties on them. Of course, much like with the Alamo, the Mexican forces eventually closed in and got closer and closer. Of course, they brought in a cannon, and once again, their small cannon didn't do much against the thick stone walls of the mission, so it was not very effective. And eventually, during, I'm not sure whether it was the night of the 14th or the 15th, some of the Texian forces, literally some of the ones from Georgia, managed to escape and in the midst of a rainstorm make it past the Mexican sentries, and they headed back to Goliad. Those that were left were some of the wounded, and the ones that were left literally had no gunpowder left. What gunpowder they had was of no use, so they went ahead and surrendered. Now, unfortunately, they will meet an untimely demise with the whole situation there at Goliad when that goes down. But I needed to go ahead and cover the Battle of Refugio in terms of what went down. Once again, much like with the Alamo, there were a lot of casualties on the Mexican side. I think like possibly 150, and not very many on the Texian side. But it did make an impact. In the larger scope of things, some of the action there at Goliad and Refugio had slowed Uriah's army enough to where when the Battle of San Jacinto happens, Uriah is not able to rescue Santa Anna. So they did make an impact in the overall war. So I hope you enjoyed it. Keep tuning in. We're going to keep you posted on Texas history. And until next time, this is Jeff Murrow wishing you via con Dios, my friends. Goodbye.